They say a city once stood here. It had homes, churches, streets, people, lives. And then, one morning, it was gone. No fire, no war, no warning, just silence. This is not a myth. This is not a campfire story. This is the story of the city that disappeared overnight. The city was known as Orlin. It was located somewhere between what is now northern Turkey and the southern edge of the Black Sea, right on the old trade routes between Byzantium and the east. In the late 13th century, Orlin had grown into a modest yet bustling trade hub. It wasn't on any major empire's radar, not big enough to be political, not remote enough to be forgotten. Caravanners stopped there for salt, scribes stopped for stories, even Mongol scouts passed through without causing harm. Rare for that era, Orlin was known for one thing: silence. No bells, no songs, no festivals. Teet's people believed that sound invited the gods, and the gods were not always kind. Travelers said it felt like walking into a painting. The streets were swept, doors were open, but no one ever spoke above a whisper. The silence was not forced. It was tradition, a sacred rule. They had a saying, "Speak loud and the stone hears." No one wanted the stone to hear. That was the beginning. But soon things would begin to change. In the spring of 1322, strange reports started to surface. Animals fleeing the valley for no reason, wells drying up overnight, children waking up with bleeding ears. And then the dreams. Traders who stayed overnight in Orlin reported identical nightmares, a low hum under the ground, a distant heartbeat. Then total darkness. It didn't happen once. It happened night after night, to different people, all dreaming the same thing. A month later, a group of monks passed through on pilgrimage. They wrote in their journals, "The city is clean, orderly, but we see no emotion in the faces, no song. Even in prayer, they mouth only the words. At night, the air vibrates. The silence screams." By early spring, messengers sent to Orlin stopped returning. Weeks passed. No word, no signal, no noise. Finally, a scouting party was sent by a neighboring village. What they found was nothing. The valley where Orlin stood was empty. Not burned, not destroyed, just gone. No ruins, no rubble, no bodies, just grass, wind, and silence. But one man did see something. A shepherd named Davoud, who lived in the nearby hills. He claimed he saw the earth open its mouth the night it happened. He said, "I was in the hills. The valley flickered like heat on stone. Then there's silence. Not the kind you hear, the kind you feel in your bones." I ran. I didn't look back. Today, no trace of Orlin remains. Not on maps, not in ruins, not even in satellite imagery. Only stories, whispers, in mountain villages, the occasional disappearance of hikers in that region, a soft hum picked up by ham radios at night, a child found muttering a poem about a stone god, a poem no one taught her. Cities don't just disappear, they burn, they fall, they fade, but they don't vanish. Not like this, not without a sound. So ask yourself, if a city can vanish overnight, without war, without flame, without time, then what else has already vanished? What else has the world forgotten because it was meant to be forgotten? Maybe silence isn't empty. Maybe silence is alive. And maybe, just maybe, it's still listening. If you want more stories, The World Buried, subscribe to Silent Lore, where the forgotten is remembered and the silence speaks.